Testing, testing, hi. Hello, we got on the show. Sick. We're at the comic strip right now. Kind of nervous. Only because Straw Bandit felt like such a comfort because we were bombing for so long in the past flail episodes. And now I have two new jokes that I have to like workshop. And just like Straw Bandit, where it was bombing for 2 months. And then all of a sudden it started working after I took out the blood. But now we're doing it all over again. And that's a scary, shitty feeling of just like, I want to do well, I want to do good, but at the same time, I have to not do well to do good. So I have to do it all over again. Oh, I have to just say these fucking jokes.
My pockets thinking it's his pockets because I'm pretending. And I go in and I find drugs and I'm like, oh my God, he was a pharmacist.
You know, like I'm better than I expected. I thought that was going to be way worse because, like I said, I had some butterflies about trying new jokes and getting out of the comfort of Straw Bandit, because there is some kind of comfort in doing a joke that works every time. But to grow, we have to get out of our shell. We have to take our first steps into something else. Green Bike and Mayor or President of Edmonton did well. They did well enough, you know. And I think they can go right after Straw Bandit, right? Because like if I think of this set as like a venture into how to make a special, I would think like Straw Bandit's first, but like what happens after Straw Bandit? What happens after the straws? Like what happens, right? Because like what I want to do is I want to show my life through addiction than sobriety, if that makes sense. Mayor of Edmonton, Green Bike. I don't think they go well together. I don't think they should go right after Straw Bandit. I think it should be Straw Bandit. Then it should be 7-Eleven mix-up. And then I think right after that, Smashed Faces. Right? I think the segues would work. We like segues. We like them a lot. I honestly think there isn't enough punches and pulls and movement in the 3 short stories to really make them cohesively after a big bang like Straw Bandit. I think it'd be way funnier to keep going, and just to me it makes sense. And this isn't like eating my own blood makes sense. That I've learned my lesson and I've understand that I was delusional to think that eating my own blood was funny. I feel a lot of tension in the room, a lot of tension when I tell this joke, you know, because like whenever I talk about this, there's like a tension buildup, which I don't get because we all said we called in sick, right? We all said we called in sick. But the only difference between you and me is that I'm not a fucking liar. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna have a good night. Oh my God, guys, you're in my scene. Get out of the scene.
This is all the cameras actually rolling right now?
Yeah, it's rolling. Move. It's okay, Brandon. You want to be my camera?
Do you want to use this, or you... It's okay, I don't need
Oh, you need to wash your hands.
Yeah, I did just
Oh,
shit,
yeah. Go ahead.
Probably should, I guess.
Hi guys, real quick. Oh, the lens is dirty. Don't mind everyone in here right now. Okay, it's funny, right? Like smashing my face on cement, it's funny. To call off work. It's fucking insane and funny and stupid. But it's really scary too. Yeah, that really sucked. I think that was one of the stories that I have that really hurts to tell and write out, to practice, just because it's very real. I remember the entire thing. I could talk about dying, and I could talk about when I got charged for break and enter. I can talk about those things because I barely remember it, right? I was blacking in and out. But Smashed Faces, I remember it all. And that's a shitty thing to remember. That not waking up, but like seeing my face all fucked up like that, and then coming down, and then having the fear of like, oh, I have to deal with this gash at some point in time. Because that's what I was thinking about as I was coming down. I was just like, oh man, I have to deal with this gash. Like this gash is huge on my forehead. This is gonna suck. So I think writing it out and practicing it and about to practice it, it fueled this like anxious feeling of like, oh yeah, I remember that, and that sucked. And I think we talked about this before, but when I talk about these things, I'm very vulnerable and I'm very like there. You know, I'm showing people places and things about me that like maybe I don't want to like show. Today we're gonna do smash faces. We're gonna really work on that this week. Actually, I changed my mind. We're not working on anything else. I know I'm going fast, but just keep up. We're not working on the other stories. We're just working on smash faces. I added new tags. I'm kind of excited. Also, I have this comedy competition coming up next week, and I'm going to try it there. I know I shouldn't try it there, but I'm going to. Bye, love you.
I see that there's like a gash on my head, like just like this. And I'm like, whoa, I did that. I fucking did it. I was so proud of myself too. I was so happy. Yeah. This story always builds a lot of tension. I never understand why this story builds tension because we all said we called in sick and lied about it. We all said we called in sick and lied about it. The only difference between you and me is that I'm not a fucking liar. Thank you so much for talking. Have a good night.
We bombed pretty hard. I'm feeling kind of shitty about it, to be honest. We bombed really hard, like atrociously hard. Okay, well, let's really dive in and see if it was like as bad as I think it was. Okay, because as we all know, I did bomb for 10 minutes straight. That was pretty bad. Okay. I think what I'm feeling is a loss of momentum. That's what I'm feeling right now. Because Straw Bandit was doing very well. And it was a lot of fun to say. And it was just doing great. And now I have to do Smashed Faces. And it's not doing great. It did great on Tuesday at Black Bar, and that was cool. So I was hoping that it would do really great again at Yuck Yucks. So that is what I mean by it lost its momentum, right? Because I was coming off a hot joke. I was like, fuck yeah, man, this one will work. Damn. Okay. It wasn't that bad. I'm not up there talking about my own blood. So I should just... But this is the weird thing about stand-up comedy is like, you want to do really well and you want to do good. And it was so cool having it work. It was really cool having a joke that was really working. But that's not how stand-up comedy works. You can't just say one 5-minute joke for the rest of your life or your career or whatever. You gotta move on. Yep.
Howdy, hi.
I don't know. I don't really want to do this, to be honest. I don't know what that means.
That story always brings a lot of tension when I tell it. Like, it always brings a lot of tension when I don't understand why. Because we all said we called in sick to work. We all said we called in sick to work. The only difference between you and me is that I may be a drug addict, but I'm not a fucking liar.
This joke did really well at Black Bar, then it bombed hard at Yuck Yucks. And then here I am today, and it's wishy-washy. Like, I can't tell if it's doing good, I can't tell if it's doing bad. I am proud that I did all the tags and bits that I wanted to do. And I think the tags I added in did work. I have to watch the recording again, but I'm feeling better after doing it. So that's good.
Hello. Why this joke is difficult, and it's because it builds so much tension at the end that I rely on the punchline to really work. Because after my set, if the punchline doesn't work, then that's it. And that's what happened at Yuck Yucks. You know, I just have to walk off stage and just be like, bye.
This story always builds a lot of tension. This story always builds a lot of tension. I never understand why it builds so much tension. Because we all said we called in sick, right? Yeah. We all said we called in sick and lied about it. The only difference between you and I is that I may be a drug addict, but I'm not a fucking liar. Yeah. That was actually my set, so I should probably go.
This is the last time we'll be saying smashed faces. We've said it all month, and it was a very 50-50 thing. So that's a scary thing to think about. It's only scary, the pressure's kind of on tonight because it's a contest. I'm on the Rick Bronson comic strip funniest person with a day job competition. And so I should be doing my best stuff. I should be really striving for greatness, but we are going to try a joke that has a 50-50% chance to kill it. So we're gonna see what happens. Why am I doing this? Like, why am I not doing Straw Bandit? I know Straw Bandit is gonna do really well, and I think I don't want to do Straw Bandit because I'd feel empty inside. There's something in me, could say a dog, could say the dog's in me, that I just want to try something extraordinary. If I'm not trying something kind of crazy, then what's the point of doing it? Like, I feel like art in itself should always have some form of risk. Otherwise, there's no point of doing it. There should be some kind of risk involved. So,
Right, we all said we called in sick. The only difference between you and me is that I may be a drug addict, but I'm not a fucking liar. Thank you so much, everyone.
I don't know why it's not like working. Even being too hard on myself. Everyone said I did a good set, but I think my expectations maybe are too high, because I have this problem where, like, if the punchline doesn't work, then the entire joke doesn't work.
Arturo is doing some great storytelling. I love his one-man Fight Club story. I like how he almost curb stomped himself to get out of a minimum wage job.
Arturo, great storytelling, man. That was a really nicely put together set.
This month has been difficult. It's been a hard joke to write and a hard joke to work out. It's only hard because Smashed Faces, it comes with such a high risk and high reward, because for it to work, the tension has to be built up and then released when I tell the audience that I think they're weird for being tense when they also said they called in sick. I don't mean to explain it, but the funniness comes from, after all of that, after me talking about smashing my face high on cocaine because I wanted to get out of work, the funny part of that is from where I confront the audience. I'm like, no, you're weird. Why are you getting tense? You also said that you called in sick. You also said you're just like me after that crazy story. You know? Yeah, so I don't know. Here's the thing. It's a very 50-50% chance, too, that it might work, it might not work. And that itself is scary. That itself is not great. But here's the thing I've learned in this month of saying this joke. It is not a bad set. The set itself is good. And I hear from other comics, and I can hear it through the videos, that the set is good. The punchline may not be, and I think that's okay. I think I need to get over the idea that it needs to kill every time. It needs to do really well at the end. If it's not good at the end, then it's not good whatsoever. What's the point of a joke if it doesn't get a loud pop at the end? But at the end of the day, if I think of this as a special, right? So we're creating a special. And a lot of the time, specials, they have many bits inside of a special, but not every bit hits the hardest, because there should be lulls and there should be breaths and there should be pauses of laughter so people can like kind of reset. So I still believe that Smash Faces can go right after Straw Bandit, so we hit them high and then we bring them down just to hit them high again. You know? I think that would be a more exciting but also comfortable ride for an audience member to see and watch, is that kind of ride, like this, you know? Rather than just like going all the way up nonstop. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Because I'm looking at the footage, and yeah, like it's a good set. It's very entertaining. That's the other thing as well, is that the set isn't bad in general. It's not like a bomb set where nothing worked. Kind of like the time I talked about eating my own blood. That set was bad, and I think I'm glad I worked on Vampire for so long, was because I really understand now the difference between a set that's like just bombing, the entire set bombs, everything about it's not funny, and a set that doesn't get a lot of laughs but is still entertaining. Because Vampire was not entertaining, it was just me talking about my own blood and eating it. Silly Smashed Faces is a little relatable, it's silly, it's very intense, but at the same time it's so on the cusp of like someone has thought of that, like someone driving to work, not wanting to go, has thought, man, I could just crash my car right now. You know, like the only difference between me and them is like I have the follow through. I'm not a pussy. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's amazing, but I think that's something I need to get over. Not everything has to be stupendous to say. It's okay just to have a good set. And that is a good set to have. We are locking it in. Dude. Next month, I don't know what we're gonna do. I have to work on this. I want it to be different. I want more things and more excitement. I'm getting bored.